And we are back in St. George, Utah with Brent Hecht.
I feel like we were just...
Those shoes, huh? What?
I feel like we were just here, you know.
Weren't we just here? Was it a minute ago? I don't know. All right. What do we got, Brent? What are we looking at?
So, this is my new T-33. So
yes.
I have them before, but if you saw the other videos, you know that I turned it into a P-80 Shooting Star. So
yeah.
I like the T-33 so much, I needed an actual T-33 and a P-80. So
yes, yes.
We had both. And I made some changes to this one that I didn't do on the P-80.
Sure, sure.
So the more noticeable one being the exhaust area. So the,
wow.
The stock one is about this big around. It's just huge. So the way I accomplished that is I actually, first of all, to make the exhaust smaller to get a little bit higher speed.
Yeah.
You cut like a wedge out of the bottom of the fuselage, and then you bring the two pieces together, glue them together.
Okay.
And it makes a smaller exit size. This is actually a piece of a 60mm fan back here.
Oh wow.
To make the exit. But so it's a 60mm exit, which is about as small as you can go with this fan.
Yeah.
And then after that, I didn't have tails on it at the time, and I took a long blade and I shaved off all the foam down to that little piece of plastic and sanded it a little bit. You really can't sand this foam though; it just gets all fuzzy and So after you cut it all back, then you fill it in with like lightweight spackle and cover up all the little faceted pieces of your cuts. Then you sand it out, make it round, and then just polyurethane and primer and stuff.
I mean, that came out great.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It turned out really nice.
Oh, look! Oh, the zinc chromate. Oh man, that is sexy. Hey, so real quick before you put her up in the air, oh, that's exactly what I was going to ask. We're in sync. You know, I love it. We're in sync. Okay, look at this.
So I've added speed brakes.
Yep.
This is just a one-layer piece of carbon fiber with balsa wood on the backside. This is a balsa wood plate. So I just cut the whole thing out and then just built it back up with balsa wood and stuff.
Okay.
And then these are actually the retracts and struts out of the ME262.
Really?
The Venom uses the same ones.
Yeah, yeah.
And the wheels and everything. But yeah, so they're shorter. So the stock ones are real tall.
Yeah.
And they have like a trailing link strut,
which is not stock, right?
Yeah, and it makes it look like it's doing this down the runway.
Yeah, the little stink bug you said, right?
And it makes it harder to rotate as well. So I put these on, and my friend Justin Link 3D printed these sweet scale hubcaps for me.
Yeah.
And I actually did the doors in metal tape, which kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
But you have to extend these little things out because they're shorter, so the tire can grab this. And
look at that.
And
I like that.
I have a different nose strut too. This is a Robart nose strut.
Yeah.
I put a really soft spring, and you'll see it doing this going down the runway, which is kind of cool. And so I did that, and it gives you a better idea. And there's no more cheater hole either. So
yeah, look at that.
We got rid of the cheater hole that was right here.
Look at that weathering. Look at that weathering, dude.
Modify the ducting to be able to. So these are cheater holes in my wheel wells. So when the gear are down, I have a little extra air. But what I discovered on my first couple flights was on takeoff, it would suck the doors closed.
Oh no!
And then I couldn't get the gear up. So then I had to cut the power to get the doors to open up. So I found some stronger springs in my box. Put some stronger springs on it. So they're fine now. Although I still do like a partial throttle takeoff. One for scale effect, and two to keep the doors from getting sucked in. So, but yeah, so it's all smoothed over. I filled in all the servo troughs and all that stuff, and make it a little bit smoother, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a sexy beast.
But man, this thing flies so nice.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just a great looking plane. Hey, real quick, we'll make this a two-parter, I suppose. So, what's the story behind this plane? You said that there's an interesting story behind this plane.
So, according to NASA's website, and it might just be a totally random photo that they chose, who knows, but Neil Armstrong and Chuck Yeager were flying in a T-33 looking for auxiliary X-15 landing locations out in the desert, out in the high desert here.
Yeah.
And they came across a lake bed they thought was suitable. And Neil Armstrong decided that they wanted to go down and land there and check it out. And
Neil Armstrong did.
Yeah, Neil. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Chuck Yeager informed him that there had been rains recently in the area and that it wasn't a good idea, but Neil decided to land there anyways.
Right.
Well, long story short, they landed and they got stuck in the mud. And so they had to let the plane sit out there for a few weeks till it dried out, and they came out and buried, dug it out and all that stuff. But supposedly this is the scheme. Now, I know for sure this scheme was at Edwards. I just don't know if that was the exact airplane.
Sure.
But this, the tail member and the paint scheme and all that is the actual scheme of the supposed one. So and my friend Chris Wolf made the decals for the back here for me. And,
Chris Wolf, the RC geek.
But yeah, it's just a beautiful flying airplane.
Yeah.
And I love doing airplanes that have some type of history to them. So
Sure.
And even if this isn't the exact scheme, I'm going to pretend that it is because I don't have any information that tells me.
Right. So this is the Neil Armstrong, Chuck Yeager T-33.
So Neil's in the front because he was the
Oh, who was the pilot? It was Neil.
Yeah, Neil.
So there's Neil. There's Chuck.
Guys, blue helmet. So.
Yeah. Well, hey Brent, thanks for the walk around, and we'll catch you flying this thing.
All right, cool.
All right. Cheers, everyone.